What's your take on? I just read a piece the other day in the journals about a executive at Apple, an Apple executive who's a car enthusiast.
Yeah, I know.
Have you already talked about this?
No, we haven't. But yeah.
So there's a TikToker whose shtick is that he'll catch people in luxury cars, I gather, noteworthy cars, and his thing is like, hey, what do you do for a living? He approaches an Apple executive who the detail that matters to me the most is the guy's with his wife. He's not at a work function and he's with his wife, which totally changes how he answers.
Yeah.
He's with his wife and he decides to quote a movie that's becoming increasingly obscure as the years go by, which is the movie Arthur, which is like a comedy about a drunk. Who is that?
Dudley Moore.
Okay, Dudley Moore.
1981.
Yeah. Okay. And he says,
I think it was 81.
Someone says, what do you do for a living? And he said, he's trying to be funny and he quotes Arthur.
Let's play it.
Oh, here we go.
Someone's asking, what do you do for a living?
I race cars, play golf, and fondle big-breasted women. But I take weekends and major holidays off.
Okay. That is quite the career. I'm looking to get into that.
His wife is laughing.
If you're interested, I got a hell of a dental plan.
Okay. You do it all. You do it all. Yeah. And you participate in this activity.
His wife is laughing hilariously. Like
Anyways,
she thinks it's funny.
That guy's job ain't no more.
Yeah, they fired him for that. I was trying to explain it to my wife the other day, and you know what, though? I was trying to explain it to her in the aftermath of my 911 incident here in Austin, so I didn't get her full take on it.
It's pretty. Apple exec was fired after being caught on video joking about fondling big-breasted women. Said he stayed up all night trying to get the TikTok down before it went viral.
Imagine being that TikTok dude and having that dude getting a hold of you to say take it down. Yeah. You're like in a real that might be you really feeling like you had a lot of sway for that moment.
He was in the company for 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
22 years, and they fired him for quoting a movie. A joke quoting a movie, which his wife, who was right next to him, thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man.
This is a fucking bizarre time of recreational outrage. The idea that someone would be actually outraged at him quoting that movie in front of his wife, like, that is crazy. And that you could lose your job for that. It almost makes me want to not buy an Apple phone. It really does. It just makes me so angry that you would do something so stupid. You know, we're in the strangest of strange times when it comes to that shit, because the purity test is impossible for especially when you catch someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that no one's passing these purity tests. You know, you catch a kid probably just fucking around, having a great time, driving this beautiful car at a car event, right? Wasn't it a car event?
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to have fun, being silly. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your public take on breasts.
No, it's
forever.
I know. I read that. And I was like, oh, that's a really difficult. That's really.
It's horrible.
A difficult one.
It's horrible. And the thing is, the company would face backlash if they didn't do that. But how much, and for how long? Like, you know, they like say, although we don't condone it, and the guy could say, I'm sorry, I was just quoting a movie. I thought it was funny. I realized it was offensive. My apologies. And I'm going to donate all this money to big-breasted women who have back problems.
Sure, yeah.
But the fact that they face zero backlash for firing that guy, that's disturbing, because they're incentivized to make the worst choice. The worst choice is to fire this guy for something silly, just a joke.
Yeah, the tonality of the thing I read had, I don't know, man. I read between the lines a little bit of eye roll, but it wasn't condemnation.
Condemnation's appropriate for that, not for him, but for the company.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of like, wow. I mean, because like I said, it pointed out like his wife. You know, I don't know why it changes so much for me that the guy's wife was there, but it changes a lot for me.
It does, because if he was just some playboy, some guy who's just working at Apple, making millions and being a jerk. But even then, it's not being a jerk. He's quoting a movie, and his wife thought it was hilarious. She's right next to him. She thinks it's so funny. You know, and he's an older guy, so he remembers Arthur. You know, I remember that quote. Like, see if you can find the quote from Arthur.
What? This was reported in September when it happened. The video was recorded in August. The incident, I suppose, happened in September. But
why the hell did I just read about it the other day?
I know these articles I'm seeing were just posted this past week. I'm wondering why it's going around again now. It's kind of seems the timing is a little weird.
Well, he's been talking about it now.
Oh, that might be why he sat for a portrait in the journal article.
So he's going on like a press run about it.
Well,
Yeah.
he might be fixing to take some legal.
Okay.
He probably is, and justifiably so.